Hey there, and welcome to another Kevin Strong Show. And in this episode, we're going to talk about getting the right mindset going from 2024 into 2025. We're going to discuss some typical New Year resolutions that are from the poor mindset, typically, or less desirable mindset to the rich mindset. I'm going to give you a couple of New Year's resolutions that I have on my list, and I'm going to leave you with a powerful slogan that I'm bringing into 20 to 25. I think last year in 2024 was stay away from vampires because they suck all the blood out of you. So if you're new to the show, welcome. Start off by thinking about subscribing. If you do enjoy this video at the end, show me some appreciation by hitting the like button. Once again, thank you for all of your support this year. We finally got over the 500 subscriber mark. That was a small milestone, but a big one for me because I've been doing this for quite some time, but I do enjoy it. That's why I do it. The goal for next year is obviously to probably get to around 1,500 to 2,000 subscribers. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump over into this thing that deals with the mindset. And then once we define what the mindset is based on this article is going to talk a little bit about the mindset difference between the rich and the poor. And then I'm going to talk about some classic New Year resolutions that are typically associated with people who don't really make a lot of money on average. There's exceptions to the rule. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. It talks about what a mindset is, a collection of preconceived notions that are built based on influences around them, family, personal experiences, media, education. In other words, is a set of beliefs a person has that molds his or her state of mind. This is why I think it's so important to surround yourself both personally and professionally with people who are going to challenge you in a positive, constructive manner. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. I'm sure you guys have heard of that before. I live by that. I think that's a big, big thing. I'm known for saying that a lot of times if you surround yourself with mediocrity or you're in a dysfunctional relationship, whether socially or romantically, over a period of time, you start to accept that and you think it's the norm. So the analogy I tell people is that the toxic room is the room full of smokers. And you're that person outside of that environment that doesn't smoke. And then you come into that environment and you say, what the hell is this smoke? I mean, what the hell is this smell? It smells awful. Everybody in the room that's been smoking doesn't smell it because they've been doing it for so long. It's the norm. They look at you and say, what the hell are you talking about? I don't smell a thing. So make sure you encapsulate yourself around positive people that's going to challenge you in a constructive manner. So the first one they talk about is compounding interest works for the rich and against the poor. Rich people are said to make money work for them instead of just working and relying on income. A rich person would take a portion of their income and invest. So basically they're saying that, this is because eventually they know that $1,000 will turn into $10,000. So before you're already starting to formulate a defense mechanism against this statement, I understand the premise. You may reject by saying, hey, well, you got to have money to make money. Stay tuned. We'll address that mindset as we go along in the video. The poor are people who say they work for money. They neither save nor invest. A poor person sees $1,000 as $1,000. A poor person works paycheck to paycheck for the rest of their lives. Once again, these are general principles. I think based on the generalities of the premise, I think it's true. Once again, we know there are exceptions to the rule. And before you say, well, hell, you got to be in the position to do that, to take advantage of making money, to make money, what got you in that position to begin with, which is a whole nother video, but we're not going down that road. Second point, rich people expenditures versus poor people expenditures. So basically, rich people typically don't subscribe to impulse spending. I told a famous lawyer one time that there's no such thing as a luxury. You either can afford something or you can't. And if you're buying something that you really can't afford, that's probably impulse spending. You're spending something, you're buying something that you can't afford, which is typically a poor mindset. A rich person with a perfectly functioning phone would not need to spend on money on a new one. A truly rich person does not care about trends. They care about net worth. You know, move in silence. Poor people move in the sunlight. A lot of rich people move in the shadows. You'd be surprised. I know there's some people out there that need the attention and things of that nature. Once again, these are general principles. A poor person spends beyond their means. They care about the latest trends, not about net worth. Poor people care about image. That is true. That's what I said. Move in the shadows, not necessarily in the sunlight. Number 3, goals. Rich people think long-term, poor people live on instant gratification. I think this is 100% true. They say poor people poor people set at best short-term goals or none at all. They do not see the necessity of long-term goals such as money for the future living. Now you may say, oh, yes, I do. Once again, these are general principles. I had a friend that I've known for a long time, over 30 years. And I remember starting this YouTube channel years ago. I've been doing this for over 3 years. And he's like, man, you're not getting any views. And it's like, so what? And he wasn't saying it to put me down. He was very supportive of it, but the mindset is that instant gratification. And what happens is that when you subscribe to that mindset and you're a W-2 employee, you have to be careful because you start to associate with instant gratification. I give you something for 2 weeks, and in return, I get a check. There's nothing wrong with that. But with that mindset, if you do that for 10, 20, 30 years, it's hard to switch that mindset from putting in the work and not getting anything in return, because you're used to saying, hey, I'm going to do something for 2 weeks. And in return, I get something out of that. I get money. So when somebody decides to open up a business or work 40, 50, 60 hours and not get paid for maybe 3, 6, 12, or 18 months or multiple years because they're trying to launch a business, it's hard for someone with a bi-weekly mindset when it comes to getting paid to transform that mindset into long-term thinking. It's not easy to do. It's not casting any dispersions on somebody because I am a W-2 worker, and I'm also one who believes it's all about your debt and your serviceable income, right? Because this thing that you can't make a lot of money being a W-2 worker is BS. Surgeons are W-2 workers. Right? There's a lot of people who work for law firms that are W-2 workers. There's a lot of people who are partners in various types of professions that are W-2 employees that make a hell of a lot of money. But at the end of the day, your mindset and what you do with your money will define your financial security more so than your basically employment status. Okay, number 4, attitude towards risk. I think I kind of talked about that a little bit with that previous rant. Typically speaking, rich people tend to take more risks and poor people don't, like I said, because of that paycheck mentality, which is when I do something, I need to see the feedback. And you can almost parlay that into why people fail so miserably at weight loss. It takes a long time to see the results of hard work. And it's just so easy to say, the hell with it. Attitude towards learning. Rich people are eager to learn. Poor people are not eager to learn. So let me go ahead and dive into this briefly a little bit. What I think this means, I mean, obviously you know what it means, but I think like things that matter, like a rich person is not going to be able to, I'm just taking Seattle, Geno, whatever his name is, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. There's people out there that can quote every touchdown, every interception for the last 3 or 4 years for Geno. Right? Or the Seattle Seahawks record for the last 10 years. But if you say, hey, you know what Rule 72 is in terms of how long it takes for your money to double? They'll be like, huh? What? This is what I'm talking about. Learning things that matter is a big, big, big deal. We get so engrossed in things that don't do anything for us. And it's just a sad situation. In conclusion, this article is saying, you could be rich, you could be poor. You may have attributes of both the rich and the poor, and honestly, that is okay. The first step is to recognizing where you stand and how you would like to move forward, and what type of mindset do you possess? Do you want to make money work for you, or do you want to work for money? It is in your hands. At the end of the day, no one cares about your finances the way you do. So I think that is absolutely apropos. So now I'm going to briefly talk about, based on my research, some of the things that are typical of a poor, quote unquote, New Year's resolution compared to a typical, let's say, rich New Year's resolution. So one of them would be, I would probably say, budgeting and saving more money each month, right? I would probably say cut back on unnecessary spending, create a detailed budget. Sound familiar? Stay with me, folks. I'm going to drop a powerful gem on you at the end of this little segment. Healthy eating. I want to eat more vegetables, cook more meals at home, reduce fast food intake, things of that nature. Sound familiar? To some, not to all. Physical activity. Exercising more regularly. Maybe I need to join a fitness class. I need to walk more often. Maybe something dealing with debt management. I need to pay down my credit card debt. I make plans to, get out of debt. I got to figure out a way how to get out of debt. Am I hitting something here? Lifestyle changes. Let's say quit smoking, drink less alcohol. I need to get more sleep. So what did I go over, if I can remember this? Budgeting and savings, healthy eating, physical activity. I think I said debt management and lifestyle changes. What do all of those categories have in common? You should be doing it anyway. Basic stuff. You're not progressing in your mindset and your maturation process in life if you're focusing on this stuff year to year, on average. There's some exceptions if you got a divorce or some healthcare crisis that kind of threw you back financially, emotionally, and you're trying to climb out of that hole. I understand that, but I'm saying, generally speaking, these are things that you should already be doing. That's the difference. So now we're going to go back and probably talk about some things typically rich, unquote, people have for New Year's resolution. Travel and experiences, taking luxury vacations, visiting possibly a new country. I told you I have that one subscriber that's worth close to $15 million. She's always traveling across, she's just traveling all around the world, personal development, learning maybe a new language, taking up a new hobby, reading more books, giving back, volunteering more time, let's say probably to charity, donating to meaningful causes. We might even want to start up a philanthropic type of situation. Health and wellness. Hiring a personal trainer, maybe join a premium gym membership, invest in healthy eating. That one kind of parlays into the poor one. Career advancement. Take a leadership course, network with high-level professionals. Start a side hustle. So what do I think are some of the key differences between the two, ladies and gents? Focus on necessities versus luxuries. Accessibility to resources. Wealthier people probably have more options to pursue expensive hobbies or travel more because they put themselves in a position. And financial concerns. So that's basically a very, very, very short and dirty thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys. For me, I'm going to continue to maintain a high protein diet. I consume probably around 100 grams of protein per day. And based on my body weight and me getting older, that's a good thing that I've been doing, going to continue to do, become a better trader, and also spend less time debating on things that really don't matter. It's okay to go back and forth a couple volleys, but after that, just move on and tell the person to have a nice day. So finally, here is my quote for 2025. Like I said, last year was stay away from vampires because they suck the blood out of you. Here is my quote for 2025. Don't waste your time with people who are wasting theirs. Don't waste your time with people who are wasting theirs. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Kevin Strong Show. If you did, hit the like button. If you're thinking about subscribing to the channel, please do that at this time. I hope you had a very prosperous and healthy 2024. And I wish everyone good health and success personally and professionally in 2025 and beyond. Once again, as always, keep your credit score up and your debt down. This is going to do it for the Kevin Strong Show. Happy New Year's, and I'll see you guys next year. Take care.